And we're live.
We're live. Here we are. So we're going to welcome everybody who's coming in. We've been trying to figure out some sound because we may or may not have, we freeze up and do all kinds of things, at least in our playtime that we've had before going live with you guys. I'm going to share this on my Facebook page. See if we can get some more of you guys over here to join us. And
it might be a bit glitchy today.
We are a little glitchy, but you know, it's kind of who we are. Okay, at this moment,
it's the high energy.
At this moment, we don't have anyone here watching us be glitchy, but it was really fun because you just went like this and then you were back here. And so it was kind of fun to watch. So, okay, let's see. Well, even though we have nobody live with us right now in this very moment, you guys are all probably filing in, running to your computer, turning on your phone.
Sleeping in because it's Sunday.
That and there's like a 30-second delay, I think. So they've been here watching us do this. We just didn't know it yet. So hello to Fireheart Spirit, Jade, Northern Lights, Sarah, Carol, Jean. Hello, hello. You guys are coming in and saying hello. Oh, yeah, you're even saying I'm watching. You goof girls right here. Hi, Tony. So we've got some great questions on the board, but we've got a little share time. We have show and tell today.
You can do it.
What? I asked you that and you were like,
I didn't answer.
I got you a pose.
I meant to say that before we went on.
we were trying to solve the glitches. All right, so Judy shared with me some phenomenal things that were happening. You can tell the story. I'm going to see if I can get these pictures to come up without, I didn't download them. So
okay, all right. Well, let me see.
I guess
shall I attempt?
You attempt. If you can't get it, I'll download them real quick and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, Judy caught some cool things on camera.
So
yeah.
This was last night. My eye was drawn to this very bright light in the sky.
And it's not the moon, people. It's not the moon.
Not the moon, completely opposite direction to the moon, but it's pretty interesting. I can't bring it down any further, but you can see that rim that's around the entire circumference of this thing.
Yeah.
So let me see, and this was an interesting one too. If you see that wasn't there the whole time. I saw that a couple of times. So it was whatever that is.
Oh, I don't think we're. Are you moving the mouse around? Is that what?
Can you see so you can see the full disc, and then there's that other little disc there that appeared a couple of times, but it wasn't there the whole time.
Let me know if you're switching pictures and stuff too, because
I did switch pictures then.
Okay, so we're still on the same picture, the original one that you put up. So that's where I think. Okay. Switch again and let me see if I just missed something. Yeah, we're still on the same picture. At least I am.
Same one. Okay.
So you might have to stop and reshare each time.
Okay. Rightio. Thank you for the.
I'll be the bright light until you get another one.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So say that part again.
Yeah, so this was evident a couple of times, but it was very, very quick, this little thing here. So that first photo didn't show that other circle in there, and then this dot, so to speak, came across a couple of times whilst I was trying to get the shots. Okay, and then I don't know how well this one will No, I haven't got that one there. Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's a good question. Jade's saying, I wonder if this had something to do with the 777 portal. Now, Judy is a day ahead of us, but
yeah, so that was
the energy of it.
That was the 8th for us. But I had another photo which, in enlarging it, it was like a side view of whatever this was, and it was kind of like a tic tac, but it had a cone over one end. So that was pretty interesting too.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool stuff.
Try and find that one, but that was pretty interesting when you enlarged it. It was like that disc was the bottom surface of this cylindrical with a cone on the top. So it was quite fascinating.
Now I just want a mint. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, those were really cool. So I got to wake up this morning to the email with those in it, and that was pretty fun. Very exciting. Things are being shown to us all over the place. So very cool. Oh, David says, we love you, Judy.
Love you too, David.
I'm not getting any love, but David's giving you love. All right. I'm not going to take that personal. But anyways, so I have a couple of announcements to make. And hopefully also Judy's going to be coming out to the States next month, and we've been making some plans, so that's fun. Now, we're not including you in our plans, sorry about that, but we might go live while she's not here. And then we'll sit together and have a little powwow. And maybe we can get Julia to join us, since she's on my page with the metaphysical hour with her and I. So maybe the three of us can combine our minds and talk about something really interesting for a minute and go live. I haven't got that anchored in yet. Now, the other things I want to talk to you guys about, one, thank you for being here with the live. And a lot of you guys have submitted questions, so we thank you for that. And Judy's got those all organized, so thank you, Judy. On the 15th, I am doing a Open Your Third Eye with Monica Dunn. Her and I are going to do that. Why are we doing that? Because we're both QHHT practitioners, and one of the things, and Judy, you probably get this too, one of the things we were talking about is how, we get our clients in there and they're like, I can't see anything. But once we explain to them and give them some exercises to practice it, then they understand they can see, and they have a much different session. So we're like, why don't we just do a third eye workshop? So it's on the 15th for 2 hours, and I'm live right now with this video, but if you're watching it when it's not live, the link will be down below. If you're interested in it right now, go to the last video. Sorry, not the metaphysical hour one, but the last channeled video I did, and it'll be on there, or go to my website, traciemahan.com. The next thing I'm doing, and Judy is a part of this one, is another Daniel surprise, which we love because they're donation based. Anybody can come. Judy's going to bring in an intro for us with her beautiful ability to take us into a meditation, and then we'll bring in Daniel. And when I was writing it up today, it was like, we're going to do something with you for the energy of the time, which means whenever you listen to it, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's the day we're doing it or if it's 2 years later. It's going to activate you for the energy of that time. Chills. Like, that was cool. Okay. So that's going to be on the 17th. It's a Monday here in the States, Tuesday in Australia. It's going to be, what did I say, 4 o'clock for that one? 4 p.m.?
4 p.m. Pacific time. So that will be 9 a.m. Australian Eastern time.
Yeah. And so our Monday, your Tuesday.
Okay.
So those links are going to be down below. If I don't even have the Daniel surprise yet on my website. So if you're on my Facebook and you want to get signed up for that, go to Facebook. I have both the links over there on my profile page. That would probably be the easiest, to tell you the truth. I swear, the last 2 days I've been trying to get some things entered into the system and get some changes done. And I have had more phone calls in the last 2 days than I think I've had all year. So, like, you're not going to let me get this done. So I didn't get everything where I wanted it to be, but it is up, it is live. And so when I get the opportunity, I'll put the links here on this. So if you're not watching it live, most likely they're down below. If you're wanting to do it right now, go to my Facebook page, but make sure you come back because that's important. All right, Judy, do you have anything going on? I've been telling you to we got to get Judy doing journeys, by the way.
I have some things in the pipeline.
Oh.
Yeah. They may not materialize before our trip over there, so which is 5 weeks away, and who's counting?
We're counting. We might be texting each other messages too, like how many days now? How many more days? How many more sleeps?
Well, 5 weeks and 4 days to be exact, but
see, she's got it down. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Hey, you know what? Let's do this. For those of you who think, well, that's rude, those guys aren't letting us know where they're gonna be. We're actually going to be, I think, on Friday at the Sunfire Festival in Aztec, New Mexico. So look up Sunfire Festival, Aztec, New Mexico. There's a whole weekend event going on there. We're going to be there most likely Friday because that's when our dear friend Sarah Bressman Cosme is going to be speaking. And so we're going to be at that event as a group. So Julia Cannon, Judy Cocu, Tracie Mahan, Sarah Bressman Cosme, Erica Middlemiss, and Monica Dunn. We're all going to be there. And so if you guys think, wow, that sounds like a really cool event and I want to go, this is our plug for the Sunfire event. You guys can go to that. I'm trying to think. I don't have any links to that, but Sarah Bressman Cosme does. So if you're trying to find the link, go to her pages, her social media. She'll have links for that.
It's just up there anyway as Sunfire Festival, Aztec, New Mexico.
Yeah. Google it. Join us. You can join us at the festival. Find us there. We'll talk to you, right? We would do that. We'd probably be nice enough to do that. Yeah.
We'll be
here's what I
allowed
want you to do.
there.
I want you all to walk up to us and act like you've known us for years or something. Be like, Tracie, because I will literally be like, I don't know who this is. And you'll see it on my face. Okay. It'll be like that. But anyways, that would be fun. And there's a shout out to just kind of help the festival get some more people there. How fun is that? I know that some of you guys probably live near that area. So that would be easy peasy. Join us. Maybe I should even mention that there's campsites over there. If you like camping, there's, it's an RV park area as well. Like they have a whole RV section. So, yeah.
RV park and a whole lot of camping sites, apparently.
Right. Yeah. That's all we know. Okay. So now that we've gotten done being corny as heck, how many questions do we have today?
20.
Oh, you guys are chatty. I'm just kidding. All right. So
the usual process, the questions are selected in order via Pendulum. And when they're all selected and put on the page, I ask again if everything's in its correct order, and the answer was yes. So there we go.
There we go.
I don't intend to.
I'm going to ask if Judy's right. Is Judy's order correct order for this? Oh, it's saying yes too. So you're off the hook. You didn't have to redo it. Okay. So
I'll just show you my pendulum, which I got in
that's so
Sedona.
Beautiful.
Found that in Sedona the last time I was there. So, yep.
I like that. That's
Lovely.
beautiful. I have so many pendulums. It's like
I bet you do.
I have one that's a beautiful little angel crystal one, and I usually use that one. And I because I was doing some work on the computer, I cleared off my desk, and now it's like, where did I set that? I know it's in one of two places, but anyways, it didn't make it back here to the desk. That's what happened. So, all right, I'm gonna go get Daniel, you guys, because I know you're like, come on, ladies. We're gonna go get Daniel, and we're gonna get through as many of those 20 questions as we can. Whew. So, yeah. And then Judy,
Yes, they're quite different today.
they are a little different, yeah, but that's good. That's good. Check in with me around the hour mark. Does that sound good? Okay, let's get it. Let's make it happen. Okay. We're starting to wonder if we were going to get to turn. And we want to welcome everybody that is here. Thank you for being here with this wonderful, beautiful vibration that is being created through the giggles and the laughter and all that wonderment that's going on today. So in this beautiful event of answering your questions, we'd like to say thank you for taking the time to write those, taking the time to be here with us. And thank you, Judy, for all the time spent in and getting those all organized as well. We thank you so very much. All right, shall we get started?
Yes. The first one's an interesting question. It comes from Chichek in, I think she's in Turkey. And she has a question about Mount Ararat, where she's been feeling a call to go there. She's actually going this coming week, and she feels like she's on some sort of mission. So she'd like to know if there is something special that you can tell her, and what is the significance of the mountain?
There are so many things significant, and there is definitely an energy, a vibration frequency that is happening in that is a little stronger pulse than normal. Many of you get pulled, as you might understand, that pull to go see the pyramids, that pull to go see Machu Picchu, that pull to go to those sacred sites. And as we look at this also as a sacred site, we look at this energy and we want to say what we would like to ask to have happen in this place, in this mountain, when you go there, is one, yes, you are connected to the events of the Ark. You are connected to many aspects of the vibration of this area. We want to be careful how we say things, so we're taking our time to word it. But what we want to do is there needs to also be a healing of sorts of the land, and to just what we want to do is bring this vortex of energy into. You were showing those orbs earlier, and even the little orb on the side of the bigger orb. And if you could imagine that spinning, that little orb would put a wobble in that spin. And what we're seeing is that this vortex of energy that is spinning has a little wobble, like it's starting to create an oval versus a circle, or whatever you would say. But there is a little energy correction of the energy, the vibration, the frequency of this spot. And then when it gets into its correct frequency, this correct orbit of energy and frequency starts to happen. And we say, anyone pulled to this conversation right now, you don't have to be in the physical location to create this shift of energy, just setting the intention to create balance in this place, the balance of the energy. There are some of you, there's toning, and with the one who asked the question, there is toning to be done here. There is frequencies to be set here. So follow your instincts about what it is you want to do when you get to this place. But there is definitely soul connection. We see that this connection isn't that you were on the ark per se, but we feel more like you are in a more of a an extraterrestrial connection to this time frame, and that you were bringing energy in. We see you above in one of the ships is what we see. And so there might be a connection where you wanted to come back down into this area at a certain time to help set the frequencies. So at a time where people are experiencing yet again another shift in this planet, much like the shift of Noah's Ark, where the planet reset itself. You are going through a time of reset. And so there is some energy movement over there that is being activated and amplified, but it needs to be also just like that pendulum swings. It needs to be in a balance. It needs to be in its correct order. And there is a collective of souls that are working on that. It also feels like this goes in deep into the earth as well, and that it's course correcting, or not correcting, because you're never going to be off course, right? You're not ever going to be misguided in that way, but it is doing something to the course of the planet as well to move it now just ever so slightly in a even just the littlest of movement in a different direction will set that trajectory off way different than what it would have been. So there's some course correcting is how they want to say it. Course correcting going on, balance going on, activation of some energy for the new earth reset going on. And so, yes, many things are at play. That was a very beautiful question, and one that we hope we didn't complicate too much by looking at all the different avenues that they were showing us with it. So do you want to add anything to that, Judy?
Well, that was fascinating, and I certainly had the images of the craft above as well. But fancy course correction, just a minimal course correction of the planet. Wow, that's amazing.
If you think about just even just a centimeter in your world, course correcting over the time and space, it actually creates quite a course correction. It just has to be just this littlest amount, but it'll be all in the right direction, right? It's all part of this reset of energy, and everything that everybody's been going through with their and we apologize to those who don't feel like they've been going through a mood swing, but the mood swings, the different waves of energy and moods and sadness and hurt and anger and all the volcano-like energy that's coming up and resetting itself too. And many of you possibly feeling like somebody hit the pause button, or we were going in this direction and now everything's changed and now we're going this direction, and what's going on? And so there's a lot going on. There's a lot of change going on in the world, and just start enjoying it as much as you can. And yes, we want her to just be, there's nothing she has to do. Her higher self already knows how to do it all. And so she doesn't have to worry about it, but she can be in the bliss of just being in the energy and enjoying it. And if they show her things, how wonderful is that? And if not, then that's okay too. Just enjoy the energy of it. So she doesn't have to worry that she needs to know what she's doing. Her higher self is already accessing that and putting it at play.
Have a wonderful journey, Check, and keep us posted on that.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to hear what she experiences. Wonderful question. A great way to start today.
Absolutely. Yes.
So the next one is from, and apologies for the pronunciation if it's not right, Heil Tugay, who wants to know why we have blood types, and originally was there only one blood type? That's
an interesting question. We remember Tracie looking at that like we're going to look at the blood. All right. So if you look at the stories that you've been told over time, you understand that these stories, these biblical stories of how the world started, the Adam and Eve and all the things, right? That we can let that all collapse now, right? We know that the world is much more ancient than the time frames they're even talking about when Adam and Eve were supposed to be present. And so what we want to remind you is that these planetary systems, that you are part of the creation of the life forms that come into this planetary system. And so in a sense, everyone here is a hybrid because you are created from the DNA of a mix of things from planetary systems before you, and all these galaxies and then multiverse and all the things. This has been happening over, well, there is no time count for that, right? It has been happening long before you would even be able to correctly calculate time. And so as different species, if you will, of humankind have been collected through these other galaxies, the DNA, the restructure, every time there's improvements made, right? There's improvements made. And so the collectives that are here on this planet come from different seedings from other planetary systems. And then there's been a little DNA simulation. What is the word we want for that? So let's say so you're taking 20 different galactic species of humankind and you're putting them all in one place, and then there is a DNA strand that is similar, but the blood types were not. They were still holding their standard for where they came from. So this question is so big that it's like, how do we simplify it and just try to bring it into an idea? So the blood types are different because the people are different, right? You're not even all the same color. You're not all the same height and sizes. You have come from all over the planetary system in a sense because you were seeded here from the collection of many different life forms over many different galactic systems. So that hopefully is the easiest answer we could give you. Does that make sense?
It does. It also opens up the possibility that there may be even more blood types by further going deeper into the analysis of it than what we are told at this point in time too, which could be interesting to explore.
We like the way you think. It just keeps getting bigger. So we just keep opening our minds to infinite possibilities and allowing for ourselves to be shown. What we would advise is to ask when you're getting the answers from us, and we want to remind you to use your discernment because we are using Tracie's filters, right? And so we are moving through her belief system to try to get you the information that you are asking. And she does her best to be an open vehicle for that. But, you know, we're talking and she's over here going, wait, how does that make sense? And so that influences, right? And so she's trying to make sense over here. And we're trying to move information through here. So use your discernment, ask your higher self, ask your counsels, what answer resonates for you for the blood type, what answers resonate for you for going to the mountain, what, you know, these questions you're asking, does the answers resonate for you? We really are not here to think for you or to feel for you or to influence you. We're going to give you our impressions of your question and the answers that we receive, and then you get to go decide if that feels right. And do you want to add anything to that, Judy?
All part of the mind expanding process.
Wonderful. Yes, right. So let's go ahead and
just to contemplate that there is much more than what we believe there is so beneficial for everybody.
Absolutely. Yes, take those limits off as best you can and let your minds be expanded, because you're going to have extraordinary experiences when you do this.
Absolutely. Love it. Next one is from Remzo, who is feeling that he wants to go back to Washington State, where he previously was stationed. He wants to know, is this what he's supposed to do? He's thinking of relocating his work and wonders if Seattle is drawing him.
That is an interesting question, because we want to go into the power chakra and we want to go into the heart chakra. And there is an unease or an unsettledness about Remzo in this situation. It feels like first off, we could say you can do anything you want to do. You can move to Seattle, you can stay where you're at, you can even choose a different location if you want. It's not necessarily that you have to go any one place particular. What you have to do, and what your higher self is working with you on, is to bring in some more of your power. You are stepping into your power more, and it is about listening, and it's about believing you are supported. It's about knowing that you are taken care of, and it's about working with that power chakra, that solar plexus, and bringing it into the heart. There's something there that needs to be healed we're feeling like this goes out to a lot of people listening right now. Yeah, there is a lot of people that are going to benefit from hearing this. So there is a part that needs to be healed from the past, where you didn't feel supported, where you felt like, or were told that you failed in something, that there's something didn't quite go the way you wanted it to, whatever the words that resonate for you are. And that stays there, and then it leaves you in this place of limbo where you never feel like you're succeeding at anything fully, and you're never feeling like you're anchored, like there's any one place where you belong, because you never fully let it in. And with Remzo, what we are seeing is that there is this orchestrated, we want to be like orchestrated ballet, if you will, of your higher self that's working at moving you through your intuition, giving you thoughts and ideas to get you to move and go to certain places when you're feeling the call to do that. And when you do that, then they line it up for something to be very successful to you, because they're trying to work with you to understand that you are important. It is important what you do. The things you say, people need to hear what you're doing and what you're saying. You are important to this world. You do it right. It is significant what you do. It's important. And that is what we keep wanting to say. You're important, and what you do is important. So what we're going to say about that is, yes, it does feel like Seattle is an option for you. But if you're not 100%, yes, I want to go to Seattle, think about where else would you want to go, or do you want to stay where you're at? But step into the frequency of just knowing that you are a magnet to all the most beautiful things that you've ever wanted. You are a beautiful pillar of energy that is pulling to you the most divine outcomes every time. Start using those affirmations. I am pulling together the most divine outcomes everywhere I go. Everything I do, I feel like I'm carrying the lucky penny in my pocket every day, all day long. I just seem to always be in the right place at the right time. Start shifting your energy and be a little smarty pants about it if you want to be, so that you can bring this in, so that you can start to shift that energy. Get a little silly with it. That's what spirit likes. They like a little silly and playfulness in it. And then they're going to be like, all right, you just wait and see, Remzo, what we line you up with now that you have this attitude that everywhere you go, something great is going to happen. And it will start to manifest and show itself to you, but you have to recognize it in order for it to keep evolving. And that goes to everybody. Keep recognizing it, keep seeing it. You are not here to just be here. This is a very interactive place to be. So you start showing that you're paying attention, more and more stuff is going to start showing up for you. You start being in this energy of creation with Creator, and you're going to start noticing the manifestation of things. If you sit over here on the couch and you say, well, nothing ever changes, then nothing will ever change. So you know these things. So get in the balance of this playful energy, get into the creative energy. Seattle feels good for you. It's a fresh, clean start. The energy is completely different from where you are at right now. And even the air feels so different. And so it might be a nice change for you to get you into a whole new energy and get you that fresh new beginning and help you get started in something new. but we want you to put the spring in your step about it. If you're going to sit on a fence about it, then you might watch out. You're going to fall off that fence, and the universe is going to make a choice for you. So start figuring out, what do you want? If you went to Seattle, what would you want to create in Seattle? If you stay where you're at, what do you want to do with, what do you want to create in this space? You are in a very powerful place right now of creation, and it's time for you to step into that role and to start manifesting, creating, and just be very certain. Claim it for yourself. What is it you want? Claim it. And if you don't know what you want, how do you want to feel? Claim it. How do you want to feel every day when you wake up in the morning? Everybody right now, claim that. All right. What do you have for that, Judy?
Just put that penny in your pocket.
We know a lucky penny, don't we? And we'll put we'll put a lucky penny in our pocket. Yes. Wonderful.
That question leads in beautifully to the next one from Awaken Within, who is in a scarcity mindset at the moment and would like to understand why they're blocking their abundance.
It's interesting. We're getting a lot of physical locations today, like we were getting the heart and the solar plexus with Remzo. And then Awaken Within, is that who we're with right now?
Yep.
It feels like there's a lot of lower chakra, root and sacral chakra that we're being drawn to with you. There is an old story that's playing out. It's revisiting, saying, hello, old friend. Let me just rattle your cage a little bit again, see if we can get you off course a little. Not that you'll ever be off course. It is always showing up for you, always showing up for you. And so what we want you to do is we want you to think about a time when you felt unsafe. Yes, that's right. We want you to think about when did you not feel very safe? When did you always worry? Where's the money going to come from? How am I going to pay the bill? Am I going to get kicked out? Do I have rent? Do I have my car payment? Do I have my insurance payment? Everybody's starting to get on board with that. We can feel everyone's mind shift to the third dimensional realities of all the bills, right? And then we want you to think about, where are you at right now? And are you okay? Did you make it? Did you survive that? You came out of it all right? And here's what's even more fun about that. We want you to think about, how did you get here? Now, for some of you, maybe you had to borrow the money, but you know what? That was what you believed you had to do in order to get out of the situation. So what got created for you? A resource for you to borrow it from, a person, a place, a thing, whatever. Some of you come across the money, you sold something, you manifested it, you created it yourself, you got yourself out of that little bind. Maybe some of you talked your way out of it, but you all got here today. And you're okay. You're fine. You made it. And so we want to remind you that, yes, these things that you are going through, some of them feeling like old news, like I've already done this, why am I doing it again? Going through a pattern, shaking up that pattern again. We want you to say, as you awaken within, this is not my story. This is not my story any longer. Thank you, universe, for showing me where I was at with that, and showing me where I still had some of that energy inside of me that doubted that this could ever be so great. Thank you for showing me where I was still hiding some fear. Thank you for helping me to clear this out of the way now. Thank you for moving it out of the way. Thank you for bringing me everything, every form of demonstration you could even think of to show me that I am cared for and taken care of. Thank you for showing me these things. And thank you now for helping me to step boldly into my abundant life, where all my needs are met, financial, emotional, and food, water, everything you need, material needs, all of it, it is there. It is there. You live in an abundant world, in a universe that wants you to thrive and do great things. You'll hear us say that a lot. You live in a world that loves you. You live in a universe that wants you to thrive. And when you believe it, you'll see it. All right. Anything to add to that, Judy?
That perspective. Absolutely. It's a whole different world when you do.
Yes.
Mm. Okay, the next one is from MKBMBW, and they would like to know what role they are here to play in the ascension, the awakening, and how can they prepare themselves for ascension.
You know what's fun is some of the images that pop into our mind, they make us laugh. And we went to the Karate Kid story where he's standing on the post with one foot doing the crane, I think is what they called that one, where he's standing there on one foot and he has to learn how to keep his balance in this crane position. Now, that wouldn't have to be a fun one. That's what you got to do. You just got to learn how to balance yourself on a post in the crane position. What we want to say to you is balance, balance, balance. That's what the answer is. Finding the balance. When you start working on your life purpose, your path, your way of being of service to humanity. Sometimes being of service to humanity is to just sit in a pause and look at your own life and reflect at your own life to see, where do I need to make some changes? Was I the kind of person I wanted to be today? How did I respond to people? How did I interact with people? Was I being authentic and true? Was I being respectful? Was I being kind? And as you're checking in with yourself, let go of all the judgments of anything that comes through for you as an answer. And when you can teach yourself that good, bad, or indifferent, maybe you got snarly with someone that stole your parking spot. Maybe you're getting irritated with traffic altogether. Maybe somebody in the grocery store cut in front of you or took the last bag of chips that you wanted, right? Whatever it might be, whatever moment you had that you fell into an old pattern, recognize it and say, well, there that was, right? And then you just love yourself for the fact that you're such a diverse being that you get to have all these experiences, good, bad, or otherwise. We don't label them, you see. We just say, oh, yep, you did that. Okay. Do the best you can to be the best human you can be. That is going to be, that's everybody's assignment, right? That's everybody's assignment. And your role in this world is, they're showing, oh, interesting. We got to understand what they're doing here. One, they're showing us that you are helping people. You are a bridge. You are a bridge of consciousness. You are helping people understand that there's more than the third dimension, that they are multidimensional beings, that even when you close your eyes, you are changing into another dimension. You are moving out of your awareness of the third dimension and into your awareness of your subconscious dimension or your higher self or any of these other beautiful places that you go. Things are just not what you think they are sometimes. So let it keep evolving. There's so much more. And it used to be that there was a time even in your own life, in the lifespan that you've been here, where people were not ready to hear what they're ready to hear now. People could not comprehend at that time what you can comprehend now. The information you have in front of you now, you have the tools, you have the understanding, you have the bandwidth, you have the ability to access in your mind a deeper understanding of where you come from, who you are, the way this world works, why you're here on this planet. You've had lots of information come in, lots of understanding come in. And so what we see here is that you are a bridge for that. You are a bridge to help people come into this understanding. You are a bridge of gentleness and kindness. You can use spiritual modalities to, we're hearing the word, you can use spiritual modalities to bait them and get them in. No, those aren't the words we want to use, but we did want to laugh at that because we're not sure where they came from. But anyways, you can use these modalities to become a resource for people so that they can come to feel better and release energy and then learn from you as they ask questions. You'll be able to give them answers. We feel like there's a lot of modalities under your belt that you have either already taken a lot of courses, done a lot of journeys, or you're on the path of doing that right now. But at some point, if you're not already, then you will be the teacher. And so just keep that in mind and work towards that in the way that that your heart is pulling you to do it. Do you pick up anything with that, Judy?
The only thing that I would add to that is that meeting people where they're at, where we are, each and every one of us are on journeys, and we're all in different places at any given time. So having the ability to meet a person where they are is more effective than trying to drum something into them.
Exactly.
And will have greater benefit by recognizing that.
Beautifully said. Yes. That's a beautiful statement, and we advise you to listen to Judy. How about that? All right, what do we have next?
Okay, next one is from Sonia, who can feel her twin's energy with her. This happened in the middle of the night, and she wondered whether it was a dream or did she meet in the spiritual realm, and what would be the meaning behind this meeting.
So they had a, let's make sure we understand that their twin flame came to them in their sleep state. Is that right? They're
It
asking.
doesn't say twin flame, it says she could feel her the twin's energy. Yeah.
Oh, the twin's energy. Okay. So the question is, did that really happen?
Yes. Did it really happen, and what was the meaning? Why did it happen?
It's not the first time it's happened. But this twin energy has contacted, or it's gone both ways. Sometimes, I'm sorry, what is the name of the person that asked that?
Sonia?
Okay, Sonia. Sometimes you go this way, and then other times your twin comes your way. This maybe you are just being allowed to remember it now because you're getting closer to that point of meeting in person, or making the stronger connection, being more aware of the connection in the conscious state. And if you were to sit with it right now and just think of this beautiful energy, you would be able to make that connection. You would be able to feel their energy come towards you and interact with you. It is just showing you more about your gifts and abilities, about the fact that you are a telepathic communicator with this particular soulmate or energy connection. It's twin, as you call it. It is bringing you into awareness that your evolution of who you are is bringing you into the remembering of how to use that gift and how to connect with this particular soul in particular. It feels like there will be many more of those kind of encounters. So you can set the intention for them. You can do them in your conscious state, or you can wait for it to spontaneously happen through an altered state of sleep or meditation. So yeah, we feel like that is a connection that you're very aware of and that has been around you a very long time.
Lovely.
And of course, we ask you, is there anything you pick up with that, Judy? Is there anything you would want to add?
When I first read the question, I had an image of twins, as in twin children.
Interesting. So now we don't know the context of the question.
Yes, there's two ways of interpreting that. So that's what popped into my mind initially. So I don't know if there's anything further on that could be explored.
Twin children. So would this be then their twin? Yeah, see, there's confusion there, but the soul that came in for us is one that's very connected. If it's a romantic partner, or if it's a twin energy, if it's a twin soul to you in this embodiment, however you meant that question, this is not the first time it happened, and it won't be the last. So that's probably the easiest way to answer that, right? It is real. You did have the experience, and You could do it again if you wanted to, consciously or spontaneously. That would be our answer, we think. It's kind of one size fits all answer for any interpretation of the question. Very
They
nice.
will know.
Exactly.
They will know which one is correct. So the next question is from Maya, who recently met a man named Frode and would like to know about the connection. Have they known each other before?
We need you to read that one again.
Maya met a man called Frode and would like to understand what the connection is and whether they have ever met before.
Interesting.
Or known each other before.
We find that a fun question because everyone listening here has known each other before. So it's like, well, yes, there's common. Yes, there's a lot of energy around knowing a lot of souls before, especially if you have that question, right? If you feel a connection that deep and you feel like, oh, I know this soul, then you probably do. There's a lot of soul connections going on throughout the planet at this time because there are so many that came in as the light workers, as the way showers or the waves of volunteers, however you want to title that. So many of you have worked together before in similar situations. That particular one, yes, there's actually been physical incarnations on Earth that you guys have worked together before, is what they're showing us, that you have had past lives together, if you will, and that there is some soul recognition there with that, and to trust it. If it comes back together again, let it play out and just trust the process of what's happening. You designed it on another level, another realm of you. And so if you think about that, if you think about, oh, my higher self came in and planned this, helped to orchestrate this life, and it sets up these little things for me to run into, to bump into people, places, things, objects. And it's kind of a fun game if you think about it, like, okay, higher self, what did you figure out for me today? What is the process today? And almost make it like a game to see if you can stay on track with what the higher self is designed for you to experience, and see how fast you can learn from those soul growth moments, the moments that don't always feel so good, but you know that there was a lesson in it for you somewhere. Sit with that and figure it out, and be challenging for that higher self. Go, oh, wow, they already figured that out. I got to get something else going for them now, right? And so work with having fun with your life, and that the world is talking to you. Yes, you meet people that you're going to recognize, and you feel the soul connection, and you can look deep in their eyes and they just feel familiar. Yes, those are soul connections. Yes, you've been in lifetimes with them before. Yes, you know them in the other realms. Maybe you come from other planetary systems and you agreed to meet up at this point and combine your energies and create even more beautiful frequencies coming into this planet. So trust all of that. When you get that hit, trust it. And we're here to say, yes, that feels accurate to us as well. You know this person. All right. We talk a lot when you ask us questions. Judy, do you ever just think, gosh, I wish they'd just stop? Do you ever do that?
I love hearing it. And I also think, just with what you're saying with this last one, the coordination that goes in to get people in exactly the right spot at exactly the right time in order for these things to happen is just astounding. It's mind-boggling. Everything that comes into play in order to orchestrate that. And that's times 7 billion people. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And have fun with that. How fun is that to go, oh, I wonder what I designed for myself today. What experiences will I have? Yeah.
It is so interesting when you really sit up and take notice of it, and you just sit in awe of how it all works. It's amazing.
Yes.
Anyway, I shall move on. And the next question is from Annette, who has been on the journey for a long time, but now feels like she's missing the signs, and she's looking for a little bit of direction as she feels totally numb and unmotivated. Is there anything else that she needs to know for her highest good?
Absolutely. The numb feeling that you are feeling is actually very common right now. A lot of people are feeling it. They're just feeling like they got put on a shelf, or like they don't care. And it's like, what's the point of being here? And it is because you are going through the shedding of the skin, if you will, like the metaphor of the snake shedding the skin. There is an aspect of you that is complete, that has taken the journey as far as it's going to go, right? And now you are elevating, and this vibration no longer can go with you. It's like when you are in that relationship where you're learning things and they're not. And so then the relationship goes its separate ways. It's much like that. There is a part of you that cannot any longer go with you. Those parts that were feeling the denser energies and processing the dark nights of the soul and doing all the things. So guess what? That's a good thing. It gets to go rest now. That aspect of you gets to go rest now as you are integrating into another level of who you are. But there is a process of that trading out of the other energy. And it is like saying goodbye to an old friend, right? You don't necessarily want to let it go. So it kind of ekes out slowly, and then the new one comes in slowly to integrate you into this newness of this next level of you. And during that time, it might feel like you are disconnected or just not interested, and nothing grabs your attention. Nothing sounds fun. Nothing sounds exciting. You don't even care that there's a puppy over there in the corner, whatever it might be, right? And so we want you to just be easy on yourself during this time, and just relax as much as you can, and invite that new version of yourself to come in and show you something exciting about what's coming in. You have some very exciting changes coming. We get the month of November for you shows up, and we know that might sound like it's a ways off, but really it is just around the corner. So enjoy yourself along the way, but something shifts for you in November. And remember that when we look at something, it can change. So it could shift for you a little bit sooner, or it might be just a little after, but that's the month that we get for you. So we always say things again. It's very important to understand when somebody is looking at a futuristic thing for you. If you go to someone that reads or does psychic mediumship, any of those types of things, that once you get information on a subject, if you say, oh, tell me where I'm going to be in the next 6 months, then you're asking somebody to look at it and give you information. And now that you have information, now you have more information. So your choices are going to be different. The things that brought you to that point, the things that brought your energy into that answer are going to be a little different now, because now you have more information. The good news is that means you can orchestrate it more to look more like you wanted it to. So that's the good news. But remember, you can make things happen quicker, or it could take longer. It's going to be up to you when you become the vibrational match to the thing that's coming. So just know that you have a very positive change coming, and that it's going to demonstrate itself to you in the near future. Within this year, we think you'll have witness of what it is that's changing and what direction you'll be going with that. And we feel like you'll be inspired by it. There's something to do. We're getting the tickle now. So loved ones from those heaven realms are saying hello as well. We're getting a panther, not a panther. Yes, a panther. We're getting a panther with you. We want you to look up that animal to see how it works with you. So you would just go and look up what is the power animal meaning of the panther. And when you get that answer, hopefully there'll be something in there that will give you a little demonstration of what you are feeling or what you are thinking. There's some confirmation in that for you somewhere with something. And there we go. That's what we have. So anything you want to add to that, Judy?
Rather than a panther, a lion just walked in here.
Lots of the beautiful cats. So you're probably part of the Lyrans, the Lyran councils. Yes. We like that. We love the lion.
Yes, my cat always gets very affected by these shows and runs around in a crazy fashion.
We love that they react to the energy when we're coming in. It is across the board. And Tracie gets pictures of people showing her their cats watching the videos all the time, and she just gets a kick out of it. So it is our pleasure to bring in whatever vibration or frequency is causing your cat to pay attention, right, and to react to it. All right. So what is our next question?
The next question is from Jenna, and would like to know from your perspective about self-compassion and intention. What do they look like from your point of view?
Self-compassion and intention. What we're doing is we're working on tuning into Jenna's energy so that we can get the answer that is most appropriate for her, because that answer is going to be different for everybody. We do not always know what's going to be the form of compassion and self-love and intention for each person. Everyone is their own story, right? And so, Jenna, what we want to say to you is that you are an empath. You take on a lot of energy from other people. So a compassionate, what was self-care? What was the?
Self-compassion.
Self-compassion. There's where we're getting the words all jumbled. Self-compassion for you would be to give yourself alone time. Maybe create a sacred space for yourself to go sit in, even if it's only for 5 minutes. You go sit there, and maybe you have a grounding stone and you clear your energy, or a salt lamp or something that you can place your hands on, that you can set intention. There's that intention part, to clear other people's energy from your fields. You take on energy from the planet, you take on energy from people, you go into a grocery store, you're picking up on energy, you're picking up on the energy of your food. So please bless your food, bring in blessings for the animals, for the plants, for any of the things that you are consuming, and all the people who helped prepare it and get it to you. There is a formula of gratitude that can ripple out, that takes out that ribbon of discontent from whatever it is you are experiencing. And so if you can ripple out gratitude, thank you to the people that were carrying the heavy, denser energies today that I came across. May their lives be blessed. May they be able to find their answers. May they be able to experience their miracles, and may their lives get easier and lighter. And may I release that now and no longer carry it for them. Things like that. So just spend some time, work up your own prayer that's going to basically touch base on all of it. And we see that you can do this in a very quick manner. You'll sit down, you'll place your hands on whatever stone that you are setting the intention to clear this energy with, and make it something like a selenite or a salt lamp, or something that does not also need to be cleared. You don't want to use a crystal that's going to hold that energy either. You want one that's going to cleanse the energy. And so do your little background check on that and see which one resonates for you. But we want you to clear that. And this is good for everyone, right? We all want to, at the end of the day, we want to send love and light to the people that we know are hurting, love and light to the ones who are in fear, love and light to the ones who are struggling, all the things. And just clear the energy for yourself. You're no longer carrying it. We send love and light and blessings, send love and light and blessings. And you'll find your way through it. And just like a 1 or 2 minute little thing that you say, and then you're done. You can get up, close the portals in your house. That's another thing, Jenna, that we want you to do. That's another self-compassion thing to do. If you are finding yourself being restless at night, or too much energy in the home, or you're finding your mood swings back and forth and you don't know why, clear the home, close the portals. That goes for everybody, right? These questions, they end up working for everybody. We would try to remind you to do that a couple of times a week, to just go through your home and ask for your team to come through with you, and to just close the portals and clear the home of energy that is that is not in the high vibrations, right? Let's just release anything that's not serving in this household at this time. Release it. We don't need the extra energy here. And just feel the energy get softer in your home. Did everybody just feel it? Because we just did it. So just allow that energy to get softer in your own home and let it be your sacred space. Whoever has the barking dog, they have totally tuned their dog out, didn't they? They have a barking dog. Just send love to the dog. The dog, oh, clear their house too. The dog's barking at something. If you could just set the intention with their permission to clear their house, and we're all doing it right now because now we all have our attention on the barking dog. So let's just clear this energy around the home of that the dog resides in, because it's seeing something or sensing something, and it's trying to bring attention to it. So let's just go ahead and clear the home and bring everything to its most appropriate and highest and best good as we clear and seal the portals, and we bring love and light into the home, and we just bring in relaxation into the home. We bring in grounding energy into the home and help the dog to feel settled and at peace, and so that it can relax and just enjoy, and you're not hearing it bark. So it's a win-win, right? All right. We went off course, but we felt for that little dog. We're hearing this dog barking, and it's like, it's distressed. It's trying to reach somebody. All right. Anything you want to add to that?
That was beautiful and good information for everybody to get into a regular pattern of doing that, a regular habit.
Especially these days where there's so much energy that's getting moved around right now. So, especially if we're going to have the mountain be shifted or the energy be shifted, the first question where they're going to do a slight altercation in the pathway of the planet, that's going to be a lot of shifting of the planet, and it's going to start uprooting some more things. So be sure to clear the energy, clear your workspace, clear your car, clear the route to work, clear whatever. Just always send your team ahead of you to clear obstacles. It'll be much in your favor to do that. All right. What is our next question?
Next one is from Northern Lights, who's been waking up in the middle of the night, either hearing a knocking on the door or the wall, and sometimes a bang. There's nothing there when they go and check, and wondering who and what's doing this. It also adds they only feel benevolent beings around, but not sure why they are waking. Northern Lights.
Northern Lights is experiencing more than one dimension at a time. We talked about this quite some time ago, where the dimensions would start to bleed into each other, and you're going to experience two timelines at the same time. Do we remember that? Where you were going to have a blend of the timelines, where you're going to have two memories of the same event, and they're going to be different. This is similar to what we were talking about with that, where you are experiencing another dimension. Your dimensions, Northern Lights, your dimensions bounce between well, they're both yours, but they're bouncing between two different dimensions where there's different things happening, and you want to remember that's happening. So you set up the knocking. You did it. You set it up. You wanted to remember something was happening, and you were trying to bring your attention to it so that you would have it in your physical awakened state. So a version of you in the other dimension is helping the version of you in this dimension start to understand that you are crossing your wavelengths. You are crossing your, what do we want to say there? Frequencies are crossing there. And so you're setting it up so that you will remember, so that you could ask this question, so we could tell you, so you could be more aware. The knocking is set up by you and is actually done by you in another dimension. So very exciting, very interesting the way they're showing it to us. The one version of you, it vibrates so fast that you can almost not see it, but yet your vibration is catching up to it. So now it's more visible to you. So don't be surprised also if you are sitting in a chair in your house and you feel like you just saw somebody walk through a doorway or down a hall or something of that nature. You're going to start catching glimpses of the other dimension because your vibration is rising up, or We don't like to say rising up, as we've told you before, because it makes it sound like something is above another thing. But your dimension is shifting into a frequency that is more receptive to the one that you're hearing and experiencing. Very fun thing, very fun. So yes, it's all benevolent. It's all good. It is advancing and moving you into new places. So that'll be fun.
It reminds me of a movie, and I can't remember the name, where there was a version of a person on the other side of the wall and they were knocking on the wall. Just can't remember the name of that movie. Anyway, somebody will know and they'll put it in the comments.
Tracy says, is it the Interstellar movie where
could be, yes.
where he's
yes,
knocking the books off of the shelf?
Yes, that's the one.
Yes. Yes, that exactly. It would be like that. Yes, overlapping times and dimensions. Perfect. All right.
Right, next one is from Julianne, who's having a hard time at the moment. And when these things happen, keep saying to herself, everything is happening for my highest good. And then something else happens and throws her into an anxiety. She asks, is there anything positive happening in her near future?
So she says, everything is happening in my highest good, and then something else happens to throw her off.
That's correct.
And the way we're seeing that is that, again, it's her higher self throwing things at her, right? Throwing the books off the shelf, saying, pay attention to this over here. What is it that you're not paying attention to, Julie? We want you to look at where it is that you're not listening, because there's something trying to get your attention. This is happening for you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. You have this strong desire to make a change, and your higher self is trying to help you do that. And so we want you to understand that there is something you're not paying attention to, a step you're not taking. There is, of course, there's fear that will get in the way. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't turn out the way? What if I did all of this and sacrificed all of that, and then it doesn't turn out the way I thought it would? What if, right? And then there's the big what if I don't ever go? What if I don't ever create this change? So it's going to keep playing out until you make the shift. Nobody else can do it for you. You can ask 100 people and nobody else can do it for you. It is going to be you and you alone that makes this decision to make the change, to do the thing, to change your life, to overcome those fears. That is what you came here to do. And you are strong and you are beautiful and you are vibrant and you have everything it takes to get there. And we can all be your cheerleaders to help you along the way. And we think all of us are your cheerleaders. We're here to help and support you and love you and see you make it to the thing that is your heart's desire. And then we're going to celebrate with you when you get there and you take a deep breath and you say, oh, it could have been like this all along. And you realize you could have been there even sooner, but that's okay because you learned a lot along the way. And now you're just going to celebrate and enjoy. And we're going to celebrate and enjoy with you. But we're telling you, you are loved, you are supported, you have everything you need to do the things you want to do. And your subconscious higher self, whatever you want to call it, is creating an environment that is trying to get your attention. And that is all that is happening there. And Judy, do you have anything to add?
Take that leap of faith.
Absolute. Yeah. All right.
Okay. The next question is from Nichelle, who would like to know the origins of her 3 children, be they human or starseed. And if starseed, where from?
Well, we don't know the names of her children, but we can see what will come in for us. Michelle is her name, correct?
Michelle, yes.
And it feels like, Michelle, that you have come here from hearing the call, that you identify with a wave of volunteers or that you are a starseed here to help and assist. So therefore, yes, your children are starseed. Yet asokototon do the beke untorama anzakat and so that is an activation of helping you to remember your purpose here, why you chose to come in, why you chose to bring the 3 children. Yet oshkutime asamanir kian sono an oyama I oshini. They came here to work together. They're here to help transition people. They want to say they are here to help hold frequency vibration so people can transition into holding their frequency for longer periods of time until they can figure out how to do it naturally, because they keep ascending into a frequency that's no longer 3D, right? They're moving into that 5th dimension, into those 4th and 5th dimension frequencies. Usually is a visual done to shut up on the beacon to some bit then. Yeah, also we're not sure what they're showing us with that last transmission. They want us to look over to the right. You also got the creation, but then you do you do have Arcturus energy coming in. They wanted us to look over to the right because that's the side we come in, and we're like, we're not understanding what you want. And they were trying to show us that they stand on the right, and for Tracie, that would mean her Arcturus connection. So you do have the Arcturian connection. There is, we're looking, there are other star seeds. That one is the strongest one that we are picking up at this time. And there is a lot of, we're not sure the ages of your children, the gender of your children. They're just showing 3 outlines to us. And so it is an interesting way to read something. Gender does not matter. Age does not matter. These are souls that are coming in that are amplifying and helping to carry the frequencies. Michelle, you were part of detoxing the planet, if you will. You were moving a lot of the denser energies off through bringing in channels of light that you would anchor throughout. You did a lot of work before your children came into this planet because you were helping to set a frequency. It was uncertain whether or not they would be able to come. It was depending on what frequency we could get the planet to in order for them to be here. So yes, they are starseed / hybrid children. Hybrid in the sense that you are also hybrid. You are also, all of you can remember where you came from. You can all be activated in remembering where you came from, what it is you're here to do. We feel like you are a collective that came in to work together. We're not sure where the father figure is for these children. We keep looking for his energy, and it feels like he stands off a little ways away from us, and so it is hard to bring that connection in. So you might understand what that means. Maybe he's no longer in the picture, or maybe he doesn't believe in this kind of thing, and so his energy is distant and not available to us. There is much more to come, much more enlightening to come. Follow your heart, follow the direction that your heart is taking you. Do the things that you're pulled to do and study and learn. Grab the book, read, do the audibles, whatever it is that helps you to keep expanding your knowledge, because what you learn, your children learn. You're very highly telepathic with the children, and you are very aware of their nature, what they're doing, and this will carry out throughout your life and theirs. So hopefully we answered the questions. Did you see anything else with the connections of the star seeds for the children?
All I was going to say was ask the children.
Mm-hmm. Very clearly.
Them to remember.
Yes, they will know.
Hmm.
Show them,
Yep.
and show them pictures, pull pictures up online if they're young. If they're young, and if they're adults, they're not going to want to play that game, right? But if they're still young, they might want to. You could pull pictures up and say, do any of these ever look familiar to you? And just see what they do. That's brilliant, Judy, to ask them. Yes, they have memories.
Interesting exercise if they're young.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. What do we have?
So I need to check in with Tracie's energy to see how she's holding up there.
She is wanting to know how many are left. She said, how far did we get?
Another 4 or so.
All right.
5.
Let's see if we can get through them. Let's go for it.
So Know Thyself Blue asks, is there anything that they need to know, and are they overlooking some vital information? Are they not seeing something?
We're going to have you read that again, because when you guys don't use your real names, it is really hard for us to know who you are and connect with you. So say that one again, and we'll see if we can grab the energy.
The name is Know Thyself Blue 8034. That's the name. And anything that they need to know, and are they overlooking vital information for them?
Well, if we want to say quit hiding, and we're having a hard time finding your energy, and it's not because your energy isn't present, it's because it's staying small. And so we want you to let yourself be seen. And so we're saying this, it gets a little bit better, but it feels like a turtle that goes in its shell, right? It's like you can see the shell, but you can't see the turtle. And it's like, you got to come out, you got to kind of come out and expand yourself. There is a lot of energy there to be explored. And there's stuff that you know about yourself and gifts and abilities that you know that you have, but it's not that you have to share it with anybody, but it's almost like you feel like you have to keep it a secret. And that's the part that is the frequency, the fear-based frequency, right? We're not saying you have to share it with the world, but it's the fact that you feel like you want to keep it, you're trying to keep it all in this little shell. And hopefully that's resonating for you. It just feels like there is a massive part of you that is ready to be revealed and no longer be held back. And whatever that is, whatever that means for you, there's an area of your life where it is time to reveal something about you, a truth about you, a real version of you, so that you're not in the people pleasing, you're not living your life for everybody else. There's something here that's ready to crack wide open. And when it does, it's going to feel so free, and it's going to feel so wonderful. And just talking right now about it, the energy is getting bigger and bigger, and it's no longer feeling like it's in this little ball that I had to try and go find. It feels like it's ready, and you're ready. You're ready to be seen. You're ready to be heard. You're ready to make a difference, and you're ready to just be your true and authentic self. And how does that sound? To just be yourself. You don't even know what that looks like, because we don't think you've allowed yourself to fully embrace that yet. And there's a lot of you that may identify with that. Like, oh, well, we talk about weird things. We talk about aliens and da-da-da-da-da. And, Uncle Paul over here isn't going to be real receptive of that. So let's just keep that in a little tight suitcase over here in the corner where nobody's going to see it. So it's time to start being around like-minded people. We're not saying you have to come out of that spiritual closet or any other kind of closet around anyone that's not going to receive you, but be around the like-minded people. Share your time with people you can be yourself with. It's going to be so freeing. You're going to truly, truly shift. And then once you are around people who truly understand you and accept you and receive you, then it's going to be easier to do that with the people that you find the resistance with, or that you feel you need to shelter yourself from. And then you're going to find out that maybe they weren't so bad after all, because they're going to see you being true and authentic, and they're going to be like, I want to do that, because they're just a mirror back to you and you're a mirror back to them of not being your true self. So again, we hope that that resonated with you. It resonates with somebody out there. We felt the energy shift with that. So if it wasn't the actual author of that question, we still reach someone, we can feel it. So come out of those closets, right? Whatever kind of closet it is, come out of it and just be your beautiful self. Your energy is so much more expansive and free when you're not trying to hide anymore. So find your way out of that. Find, if you need counseling, get counseling. If you need guidance, get guidance. If you just need your friend pack, get your friend pack. But get yourself in that energy more so that you can let go of this self-rejection. And what would be some other words for that? It just feels like there's a resistance of being yourself, fully being yourself. We're not saying you're not doing that entirely, but there's parts of yourself you're not stepping out into. So let that out. All right. Anything to add to that, Judy?
Yes, I find the name very interesting. And what is coming to me is in that name, Know Thyself Blue, it is the blue part of this being is giving that message. Know thyself.
Yes, absolutely. It is interesting that that is the name, and then that was the direction of the information. But the energy of it shifted. So again, that's why we say if we're not getting the right person, we will say this for everyone that does ask a question. If you're not using your real name for your site that you are commenting from, and you are comfortable with putting your real name on your question, it is helpful to find you, because your name carries a vibration, and that vibration of your real name helps us to locate you. And if you're under what do they call that, a pseudonym? If you're under a pseudonym, it means you don't want people to know who you are. And so think about that. When you ask us a question under that name, it's hard for us to figure out who you are, because that's the intention of the name. People won't know who I am because I'm under the name Zoltar, and so we want you to just understand that it makes it a little more work for us. It's okay if you don't want people to know your real name, that's fine. But in the future, if you're okay with that, it does help us. All right, so what's our next question?
The next question is from Juliet, and she would like to know, is she a space holder with no need to be a formal teacher? Is she simply to teach by example and not actually teach in groups? Because she's been creating a business in order to do that, but wonders whether that is the correct path.
We think she needs to listen to the one ahead of her. Quit hiding, quit hiding. Maybe that's the energy that we were looking at. But yes, Juliet, you are a teacher. We see it. What we see for you is that you'll have smaller gatherings. You could have retreats, you can have gatherings. It's not, we don't see that you have any desire to stand on the stage and use your voice towards hundreds of people at a time. But you might develop something more quaint and more intimate and more in small groups or one-on-one. But for every one person you reach, that person goes out and reaches another person, and then another, and then another. It just fans out. And so keep in mind that, yes, being exactly who you are and all of that is exactly beautiful and right. And there's nothing you have to do. but we do see that you would thrive and be beautiful as a teacher, and people will love you. Oh my gosh, people think that you are this beautiful spark of light, and when you start talking to them and you're talking in all this beautiful uplifting subjects, and you're helping them to feel better, and so you're just going to be loved and cherished. So if you're worried about saying it wrong, doing it wrong, whatever might be going through your mind about being the teacher, let that all go. And you see us mess up on here all the time. You see Tracie messing up all the time, and she just laughs it off and says, okay, let's move on. All right. So you don't have to be perfect. Let that part go. You don't have to be perfect. Just be a joyful, happy person. And, you say something wrong, you do something wrong, you put the wrong information down, you just go, oh yeah, you're right. Thank you for pointing that out, and move on. You're going to attract your fear is what we want to say to everybody. So if you're fearful of standing in front of people because you think they're going to say this or do that or whatever, you're going to attract things like that to you. So we want to remind you that you don't have to do it that way. You have beautiful things to say to people, things that people want to hear, things that are important for people to hear. And it is okay if they don't agree with you. They don't have to, but they don't have to be confrontational about it either. And so they can joyfully go on their way and believe the way they want to, and you can keep talking to the ones that want to hear what you have to say. It is just that simple. And so that's what we would like to see. We'd like to see you evolve more into knowing you don't have to do anything, but you would be a good teacher. If you want to do that, we would really encourage you to step into it and at least give it a try. Do you have any feedback for that one, Judy?
I think that's relevant for everybody. It's wonderful. Good. Wonderful. I took that on board.
You take notes on that one? Teacher duty? Okay.
So how's Tracie's energy? She okay?
She's doing okay. She can go. How many you got left?
3.
3 left. Okay, she'll talk fast, she says.
No, actually, no. I realized there was another page. So it's probably about 7.
Oh, well, let's go with 3 and see what happens. We'll do what we can.
The next one is from Dee Vassar, and would like to know if there's any assistance available as regards a new career, and what do they need to know in order to bring that new career forward?
They need to let go of some old hurt. There's an old program running. It feels like father, mother, maybe something from childhood where they were doing something and it didn't turn out right or didn't go well or something like that. And then there's this old program running with the something from childhood. Any adult of authority, it could be a teacher, it could be a priest, it could be anything, right? But somebody criticized or did something of that nature, and so there's like almost like this rebellion against something going on. So we just want to ask his team to help clear this energy, clear the energy of whatever it is in the past. There's something there that is, it's almost rebellious and unworthy. Those are the 2 feelings that we want to come in with, is like, I'm not worthy for that anyway. And besides, I don't want to work for that jerk. I don't want to I don't, and they're putting out these walls. There's these walls coming in. So we're just going to break down the walls, be vulnerable, go be your amazing true self in the interview and creating. And remember, if you don't know exactly what the job looks like, how do you want to feel when you're there? What does it look like? What days are you working? Get detailed about your willingness of what it is you want to do. What hours do you want to work? How do you want to feel when you're there? And then create from that space and let the universe bring you something. And you might end up doing a job you never even knew you would love. So open yourself up for healing the past where things didn't work the way you wanted them to, and open yourself into the idea that you can thrive and be in some most incredible, beautiful energy, doing something that feels right for you, that you love to get up and do every day. Okay. So we're trying to be faster.
The next,
like, no. We'll keep her going. Keep going. Ask another one.
This one is from Jen Likes Cats. I like Jen.
Meow. Yes.
Meow, yes. My boy's running around like a lunatic in this room here. It's regarding a physical issue with the left middle finger, and it goes cold and pale numerous times of recent. She wonders what is going on. What is she being? What is her higher self trying to tell her with this strange scenario with the finger?
Well, it feels like there is. Of course, everybody wants to giggle about it. Yeah, we know what you did with that finger. Just kidding. You were the one that was mad at the person that cut you off in traffic that we talked about earlier, right? So what we want to do is we want to look at this. It feels like when you were reading it to us, it felt like it belonged to a past life where maybe the finger had been severed. And then something in this life either triggered a cellular memory of the loss of that finger, and that's why it goes numb, like as if it's not there, or that there was an age, she reached an age where this happened to her, and so reaching that age brought it back in for her. So let's just say that we can clear that lifetime. You don't have to experience that anymore. Call in your handy little helpers to come in and help you clear that energy from that lifetime, so that you can have full mobility back of the finger. As you look at it, Judy, what is your intuitive hit with that?
Well, given that it's on the left side, yes, it's definitely something from the past. Mm-hmm. She also did a little bit of research in as much as it relates to the heart, with blood flow and so on. So just wondered if there was something there as regards monitoring her heart or the energy of her heart.
Mm. What do you get with that?
I'm inclined to be in line with something actually happened to the finger where it completely and utterly lost any form of circulation through it, be it severed or whatever, in another existence.
It also feels like there's something, we want to go to the lungs. You were talking about the heart, which brought us to the chest, and then we became very aware of the lungs, and that there could be something to do with the line of work. It feels like a masculine energy. You were in a male body. It could be that we want to say we're a coal miner, or maybe but it feels like you went into an area that was very congested with dust and different particles in the air, so the lungs were always affected as well. So ask to clear any energy around the lungs as well. If you're finding yourself clearing your throat a lot, or coughing, or anything of that nature, just ask to clear the past lives around the lungs and around the finger. Yes. All right. Shall we move forward to the next one?
We shall, which is quite a complex one from Rosalie with many, many questions. So I'm just going to pull out one of them.
Yes, we were going to say, let's keep it to one so it's fair for everybody.
How does she tap into energy to be able to see other realms?
Well, we had mentioned earlier that all you have to do is close your eyes and you're in another realm. Think about this. When you go outside and you look up at the sky and you see the stars, it's so beautiful, and you see all the stars, right? And then you come inside and you sit on your fluffy pillow and you say, I'm going to meditate that I'm floating up in those stars. But the stars that are in your mind, that dimension in your mind, is different than the one that you looked at outside. So you're not actually in the same stars. You're in a whole nother dimension, in an altered state of your reality, going into an altered state of of the sky and the stars. So you're doing it all the time. You're daydreaming, you're creating a future, you're seeing yourself at the grocery store getting the things you need. You're creating these alternate realities all the time through your thoughts and through your abilities. So we know that's not your question. What you want to do is you want to go jump around to the different realms and see what else is out there. Maybe go find some planetary fun to go do. And we invite you to do this. Fun planets to go to: Dragon Realm, Water World. These are like theme parks to you in the human realm, right? And you get to go into these other places. The angelic realm loves to give tours of the angels and of their beautiful palaces of light. And so all of these places, anything you can think of, they have a realm. Go visit the realm that holds the council that helped you plan your life. Go to the realm that holds a lifetime where you knew great knowledge. Set intentions and then open the doors for that. Imagine you walk through the veil. Imagine you go through a portal of light. Whatever it is that helps you to imagine you get there. But really, all you have to do is think about it, and your mind will take you to that realm instantly. So if we were to, oftentimes in the Ascension sessions that we do with people, we take you into a healing realm and you get to create that reality. And you're there instantly. And it's a beautiful thing. So set the intention, go into meditation, imagine. Here's the trick. You just got to imagine. What do you think it looks like? What do you think it looks like to go to the dragon realm? What's the first thing you see when you're in the dragon realm? Look around at what is the environment? What kind of colors do you see? Where are the dragons at? What do you hear when you're there? Start asking the questions. Get all your senses in there and play with it. You don't have to be right or wrong. Doesn't matter. You don't have to prove anything. The way the information gets to you is through that imagination. So just play in your imagination. That's why we always say, go to that childlike wonderment. That's how you're going to get your information. Anything you want to add to that, Judy? Because we know you have abilities or things to share to help people in this way also.
I just wanted to say about the word imagination, how often we hear it played down as being just imagination. And there is nothing just about it in that respect. It is,
yes.
It is completely and utterly entering those other realms.
Yes.
And it is
Your
just
portal.
as valid as being here in this 3D world. So allow it and trust it and believe it.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Love it. All right, let's rapid fire a couple more. And we'll see if we can get some quick answers.
One more. Okay. The next one is from Christine Marie, and we've actually already been down this path today. But it's a question about clearing homes from memories, experiences, anything that there may be a negative connotation to. Just about how you go about clearing the homes.
How you go about it. I'm going to do this quick because we did already touch on it. You call in your team. You call in. We call in. When Tracie does it, she calls in Archangel Michael and Saint Germain with the violet flame to clear out the home of energies that are no longer serving. Bring in the violet flame to transmute any residue energy that is there, any imprints that may be left behind. And then she asks to close all the portals of the home that have been opened up through different meditations, thoughts, all the different things, closing up the portals, and then just bringing love and light and softness and gentleness and healing into the home, and clear the land that it sits on, and clear everyone that lives there and the animals, clear the crystals, clear it all. And just set those intentions. What did we do that in, like less than a minute? And we just set the intention to clear an entire home. You can do that, spend a little bit more time with it, go to each room if you want, clear the energy of each room, however you want to do it. See a big ball of light fall over your house and the land it sits on, and maybe then expand it out into the neighbors and everything else so that you have wonderful neighbors, that everyone gets along, right? And you can do this any way you want. The sky is the limit. There are no limitations. Anything is possible. Okay, because we did that one quick and we kind of already touched on it, let's try one more question.
This is from Cindy, whose husband has stage 4 prostate cancer. They're going down different roads, traditional and alternative. Is there any advice as regards further assistance with healing and recovery.
It's such a road, isn't it, to heal something, especially something you don't understand. And oftentimes these kinds of things will show up in the body because you need to look at it. And actually, we want to hand this over to Judy because Judy does this work through Soul Speak and also through the QHHT practice. And so really, you have the best answers for somebody on a journey like this, and we're going to hand it over to you.
What instantly comes to mind is understanding where he has felt a loss of personal power in his life. So be it having finished work or whatever other circumstance it may be. So just get him to sit, Cindy, get him to sit with you and get him to close his eyes and just ask him to ask his higher self, what is the message that he's trying to receive regarding this? Listen for the answer and then ask what action needs to be taken and follow that. So it's very simply listening to himself, his higher self, or even the actual that actual gland, and ask directly, what is the message that he needs to hear about this? And then how does he move forward? And it's very, very, very effective.
Beautiful. Let that healing begin. And yes, there's such a journey there. And we want to surround it with love. Don't be angry that this is happening. Be in the awareness of the message. And do your best to let go of the anger or the fear around it. We know that's a big ask, right? That's a kind of a big thing to have happening in your life, but look at what you have gained so far from the knowledge that this is there. How has it made you refocus on your life? How has it made you prioritize? Who have you met along the way? What is the process you've been going through? And start looking at all the positive things that are coming to you and all the right people who are helping you along the way, including Judy, right? And so this is a journey, and there's a lot of love surrounding you. This collective that is listening today, we're all sending you love, and we're all just here to help and support you and hold you through this process as you learn and grow and find your answers to why is this here? What's happening? What do you want me to know? All right. Now, don't tell us there was only one question left, right?
Yep.
Is there only one left?
There is only one question from Carol, and I'm actually going to reword it.
Okay.
But how do you know when you have to stand up and be counted, or whether you just simply trust that everything will work out the way it's meant to?
Tracie's like, I remember reading that one, so I want to really tune into it. Okay. So that is a big question, and heaviness on her heart, because here's what happens. There's a lot of things that are going on around the world that it's like, are you going to put your head in the sand, or are you going to pay attention to this? Well, here's what we want you to think about. When you look at the thing that you don't like that's happening on the planet, what energy do you go into? Are you going into fear and anger and frustration? Are you going into those denser energies? Or are you looking at the situation and saying, let's put some light around that? These people, they need to be educated. They need to be reconnected, maybe. And even that is a judgment, right? And so we just want to put light around it, that everyone sees these situations in their truth, in their true light, and they see how it's affecting others, and they see the ripple effect they're having, and that they can understand on a deeper level, and so that they're getting whatever it is that they were meant to get from that experience, so that they can move forward without harm to anyone or anything. And so we want to ask you, Carol, how are you responding to the thing that you want to stand up to? How are you responding energetically? Because you can look at the tragedies of this world and you remember, and don't get mad at us for saying this, everything is your mirror. It's showing you something. It's on your radar for a reason. What is it showing you? It's showing you where you're at. How are you showing up to this? How are you responding to it? What are your reactions? Are they coming from a place of love, or are they coming from a place of fear and anger and resentment and frustration? How are you showing up? And how are you wanting to respond? How are you wanting to respond? Are you responding from a place of love, or are you responding from a place of, again, that fear and the hurt and the pain, and wanting revenge on a situation, or being angry about something? So we put that question back to her. How does she want to respond to this? And yes, trusting everything is in divine order. Trust that it showed up in her field of view for a reason. What is she supposed to do with it? Is she supposed to send love and light to this situation? What does she feel she needs to be doing with it? And is that response coming from a place of love and healing for this planet? So that is a great way to wrap this up. Isn't that a great way? What would you add to that, Judy?
I don't think I could add anything more to that, because it was such a beautiful response.
We started
Absolutely
strong
beautiful.
and strong. Let's do that. Yes.
Exactly.
So did we manage to get everyone's questions today?
Sure did.
Wonderful. And if you're watching and you thought, I put a question down, Tracie's saying there were some people that put questions down a little bit late. The list was already compiled. In the future, if you want your question asked, make sure you have it in before the day before the live goes on it. If you're asking the day that the live goes live, that's probably not going to get on the list, and we apologize. But hopefully your answers were within all of the answers that we had received today. We want to thank everybody, especially thank you to you, Judy, for all the help and wonderful energy you bring to these live events, and to all the journeys that we do with you. We thank you, audience, for bringing your powerful energy as well. And we thank you for just holding and loving and supporting the people that are asking questions and going through some things right now. Let's all hold energy for them together and love and support. And we support and love all of you. And with that, we thank you so much. We're going to bring Tracie back in, and she'll wrap it up with you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel, for another one.
Okay, I am definitely getting a drink of water. There was a determination to get everyone's question today. I could tell you that.
Wow.
So, all right. Well, you guys are wonderful. Looks like we still have a pretty strong audience coming in, so that's awesome. We started 1 hour and 11 minutes ago. 111. That's awesome. So, at least it says it's been playing for an hour, or the stream started 1 hour and 12 minutes. Does that sound right? Seems like we've been on it longer than that.
We've been on for nearly 2 hours.
Then that's even more interesting that my other screen says it started. It says started streaming 112 minutes ago. Oh, minutes. Those are minutes. So minutes.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, that's different. But yeah, we're at 111 minutes when I looked over. That's really cool. Everybody make a wish. Don't forget to come join us. The 15th is Opening the Third Eye with Monica Dunn and myself with that one. And I'm going to put those links down below, or go to social media. You'll find it there on Facebook. And then on the 17th, we're going to do the Archangel Daniel. The Arcturian Daniel. I need my head back. The Arcturian Daniel surprise 1 hour journey. That's donation based. Judy's going to be leading us in meditation, and then Daniel will come in and take us on a journey. So thank you, Judy.
18th for Aussies.
Oh, 18th for the Aussies. Yes. And the times and all that, because my head's in a loop. That's all going to be down below. How do people find you, Judy? Talk to them about the services you provide, and how would they set up a session with you?
Okay, QHHT Practitioner Level 3, Soul Speak Practitioner, Dimensional Journeys, Group Past Life Regressions. You can find me on mylifespurpose.com.au.
Yay!
What is that?
And just a reminder to you guys also, the QHHT sessions do need to be in person. Both Judy and I are level 3 practitioners and love the work. Thank you, Dolores Cannon, for creating that. I also do the Ascension activation sessions where you get to go on a 90-minute journey with Daniel. We talk for 30 minutes. It's a 2-hour session. We'll talk for 30 minutes, go on a 90-minute journey with Daniel. There's a lot of information in those. And as with your journey work too, right, Judy? It's just like you can't even explain it to people. And or you can get a 1-hour reading with Daniel. Again, it's actually about 15 minutes of talking, then 45 minutes with information from Daniel. You still get so much information. So come check out our websites. Come help keep us busy. We like to work, right? We're workaholics. Woo, woo. So come check us out and sign up for some stuff. Judy, the stuff that you do, everything can be done online except QHHT. Is that correct?
QHHT.
Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can do sessions with both of us online. QHHT, you need to come see us in person. So, all right, I'm done talking. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, another wonderful Q&A.
Yes,
so
thank you,
much
everybody.
information.
All right, hopefully that all made sense to you guys. I know it was hitting people somewhere, but hopefully the right people in the right places. All right, you guys, until next time, love you.